Some things people understand about life for refugees in northern France. It's well known, for example, that there's a huge camp known as the Jungle near the port of Calais, just over the sea from Britain. Equally, many people know that desperate migrants dodge the French police, trying to find their way into moving vehicles on their way to England. And that even if most fail, the growing perception is that Britain is being swamped by unwanted immigration. But this is a new development. We drove for nearly an hour south of Calais into the middle of the countryside, nowhere near a motorway or a railway line. And here, wedged between farmers' fields, the evidence of how far the lives of refugees are sinking. These young boys said they'd all come from different parts of Syria. They're all alone and barely had a piece of bread to share between them. They looked absolutely lost. This boy said his parents were both dead and that he'd been here for 4 months. We were smuggled through Turkey, he said. I've lost all my papers. Nobody's interested in helping us. Iranians and Afghans are here too, a tiny baby girl whose mother could barely feed her. All of them had gone to Calais, found it full, and had retreated back into the middle of nowhere with absolutely no idea what to do next. Not to put too fine a point on it, these unaccompanied Syrian teenage boys, this Iranian family with a 10-month-old infant girl, find themselves living in a ditch in northern France because the British government doesn't want to let them in. The problem in Britain at the moment is the distinction is increasingly being lost between illegal economic migrants and asylum seekers genuinely in need of refuge. People who work with refugees told us no matter how much they warn them, they still see the UK as a sort of promised land. What they don't realise is how much has changed politically towards even those who surely deserve support. These protesters may well argue that there are only 80 Syrians in Calais, but despite offering humanitarian aid, the UK has so far given asylum to just 50 people from Syria.
It's the stigmatisation. In England, they don't see migrants as a source of enrichment for their country. There's too much fear.
So by comparison to life in the ditch, these sorts of conditions at a disused factory in Calais look pretty good, at least because it's dry. Lots of people here from Darfur. The tragedy, we were told, would never be repeated. But take a walk through the maze of this building and it's hard to see what they have to show from their dream of a better existence.
There is no security stable there, and all the people that are escaping to find the suitable place to stay and looking for the protection from the death.
The only conclusion you can draw is that even though the UK is making the ability to move harder and harder, people won't stop trying to find a better life. Perhaps when they sleep, they dream of nothing, which after all is exactly what they have. Laurence, Al Jazeera, in northern France.